Can you hear me? Oh. Now I can hear myself. I probably don't even need this pack. Hold on. All right. Yay. Okay. I was getting feedback on the computer. That's not fun. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad you're here. This is exciting. Before we do anything, though, I really just want to open in prayer and give it to God first, because He is really the center of all of this. So, Heavenly Father, we just come before you, and we are thankful for this opportunity to gather, Lord, to be with one another, to be in community, to build a community around our kids for VBS. God, I thank you that you are the center of this ministry. God, I pray that as we go through many details today, God, that you would help us to remember what is most important to remember, that you would help us figure out the things that we need to fix or change up so that we are truly prepared for Monday night, June 21st. God, we give all of this time to you. In your name, amen. All right. So I don't know everyone, because that's the joy of starting right before COVID, and then we don't gather in person. And so, I'm Kristen Orr. Woo! I'm Kristen Orr. I'm the kids director here. Let me tell you a little bit about myself so you know who I am. I'm married to Andrew, who will be here in a little bit. They literally drove in from North Myrtle Beach last night, got in about 10:30, 11 o'clock. He's unloading the car this morning to send 2 of our kids to camp tomorrow. So he is in a little bit of he's got a lot on his plate this morning, but he will be here. We have 6 kids. My oldest is 16. Then I have a 12-year-old daughter, an 11-year-old daughter in 2 weeks. She likes to make sure I know that. A 7-year-old daughter. Then we have a 4-year-old son, 2-year-old son, and obviously we are expecting. There's no hiding this anymore. And I am due in 4 weeks. So, and we're expecting a baby girl, and her name is Ruth. So, we're very excited. But all that to say is I have a full house. I love kids, love working with kids. I've loved raising my kids. Andrew worked for many years, and I was at home with them, and he's now home with them, and I get to be here doing what I love. So let's see. I like to read. It's one of the things I like to do in my downtime. I don't read as much for fun right now because I am in seminary. I just turned in my finals last night, so I got another quarter done. That feels like a big celebration. And so I like to read, I like to dance, and I like to just be in nature. So that's a little bit about who I am, just so you guys. And my parents go to this church. That's funny enough. I've visited many times in just random places, random times of the year. And we were visiting them for Christmas, and we decided to stay one more day. And Katrina makes this announcement that they need an interim kids director, and my oldest son goes. And I was like, yes, I know I could do it. And he's like, go. I was like, okay. So my parents are Terry and Donna Yost. So I'm their oldest of 5 kids. They have 5, so I grew up in a big household. So now you know the family connection, how we were just randomly. Are you ever randomly somewhere? No. Randomly here, and how God nudged us to stay one more Sunday, and who knew we would be here a year and a half later? God did. So I have led VBSs before. In fact, one of my service projects when I was in high school was to create a whole VBS. So I've been doing it since I was in high school, but I've never done it here. So I'm excited to do it here. I know there's ways that CLPC does things, so I'm hoping that I help us. We partnered together, and I learned the ins and outs of what CLPC does as a VBS, as well as the things that I can bring in this group. So, all right. Another thing I want you to know about me. I am open to having you ask me questions. If you don't understand something, if I'm not clear, if you're like, I don't think this is going to work, Kristen, please don't hesitate to come talk to me. I am not intimidated by that at all. I want to be a partner with you. I want to lead you guys, but I do not want you to feel like I'm unapproachable, okay? I also want you guys to know that I've had an amazing team, so it's not just me, because obviously people are like, you have a lot on your plate. And I'm like, yes, but it's because of God, one, that I can do it, two, my husband, and I have an amazing team. So I want you guys to know who they are. One, Katrina's been an amazing boss. She has helped me work through so many things, so props to Katrina. Also food, she just took care of it. She makes sure you guys all have food. Catherine actually did the design work on the VBS, so your shirts will have her design work. That's the postcards, if you guys saw them. So props to Catherine. She's also my other brain often in the office, so I'm really thankful for her. And then the VBS team. Connie Nyquist has done amazing. Most of you have probably talked with her at some point already about VBS, so thank you, Connie. Could not have done this without you. Matt Blair has been amazing. He helps think through those parent things. He's putting together a playlist to create atmosphere. Amazing. I'm thankful for Matt and his enthusiasm and encouragement. Sometimes you need encouragement in the midst of things, and Matt's really good at that. And Janice keeps us all organized. So Janice has done emailing and taken care of all those details, especially when I feel like, can I add one more thing? And she's like, I got it. It's easy. So it's been a huge blessing. So I want to give you guys props, because truly, just because I'm standing here, I would not be standing here without them. All right. The other person you need to know who's not here is Rebecca Gano. Obviously, since I am expecting, I will not be here in a couple weeks after VBS. Rebecca Gano is actually starting the Monday of VBS as the interim kids director, and she will be my assistant director during VBS. So if I am running somewhere, which I probably will still slightly be running that Monday, Rebecca's your go-to person for any other questions. So if you don't know who she is, make sure you find her, get yourself introduced to her. She's married to Sean, and they have 3 girls. So she's going to be my kind of right-hand lady that week, so that, because I can't be everywhere at once. Yes, Katrina.
I just want to say, there will be adults walking out who just say, oh, I just showed up, I want to help, whatever. Send them to Rebecca. Let's just send everybody to Rebecca so that Kristen can focus on what she needs to get done. And Rebecca knows that. She's ready for it.
Yep, and we're going to talk through all of that. She's on vacation right now, so she'll get to watch this later and know that I appreciate her. So, any questions so far?
When we send them to Rebecca, where will she be?
Maybe we'll make her stationary.
Or a cell phone number, just call her.
Get out anyone's cell phone number.
Okay, there it is.
So let's just say she'll be over here in the NARC.
Yeah, she can be right near registration. Good question, Bonnie. Anyone else have questions so far? All right. Yes, Jenny. We're going to go over all those details, so give me a second. I'm going to pause you on that one so I don't get ahead of myself. Any other questions? All right. Here's what I do want you to do right now. I want you to turn to someone near you. I want you to tell them one thing you're excited about for VBS, and one thing maybe you're a little nervous because you haven't done it, or you're just not sure. And if you're not nervous about anything, that's okay too. So turn to someone, meet someone, someone maybe you haven't seen them in a while. have the schedule, the non-Kristen extra schedule. I made notes all in mine. All right. See, this is the thing that people on the video aren't going to get. They're not going to be able to talk to the person next to them. But we're excited. About half of the people are actually going to watch this before VBS. So we're recording it right now. So none of you are in the picture right now. You're all safe. All right, details about VBS. Grab your schedules. I did not tell you to bring a pen. I hope you brought a pen. If not, I think there's extras out there. Oh, there's pens. There are pens back in the pews. That makes it much easier.
Does everyone have one of these?
And if you need to interrupt me, just raise your hand, please. Feel free to interrupt me. You will not lose my train of thought. All right. So where did this VBS theme come from? It came from the Lord and my head sitting in a beanbag chair one day. Literally, I was just praying about VBS, and I had been looking at all these different curriculums. And of course, at December, January, right, we had no idea what summer was going to look like, if we were going to be able to gather like this at all. So a lot of the VBSs were like, this is how you've done it in the past. Okay, I don't know if we can do it like we've done in the past. And this is an all virtual one. And I was like, I really don't want an all virtual VBS. So how would if I were gonna write something, how could I mix it? Now, what's ended up being morphing is that we're not gonna do any pieces at home. But there was flexibility to do that in the way I wrote it. So because our church theme is friendship, that's where we're at. So tied together through friendship with the friendship bracelet graphic. And I should have brought the postcard. I have a couple left. So there's multiple songs and that we're going to be doing. Kind of the theme song I thought of is You've Got a Friend in Me, but we'll have a couple other songs, and that theme song may change as we figure out what music especially. So we're meeting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So many people have asked me, are we meeting Sunday night? We are not, because we have outdoor worship. We'll do a kickoff. The sanctuary will be mostly decorated Sunday morning, so you'll see that. So we are starting programming at 6:30. What does that mean for you guys? That means that we are going to gather outside there for prayer at 6 o'clock. So if you cannot be here by 6 o'clock, let me know, just so I know, so we're not waiting for people. But we're going to gather outside for prayer. If you want to come earlier than 6 to get things ready, to get your head screwed on, ready to go, please feel free to. But I want to make sure that we're gathering at 6 to pray before we have everyone. Because to me, starting the night in prayer, giving it to the Lord, is the best way we can start. So prayer at 6 o'clock. Then everyone will have time to go to their different groups. We'll go through all of your different groups in just a little bit. I'm going to go over big picture, and then we'll break it down smaller picture. So each night there will be crafts, games, a storytelling station, and worship. If you notice the banner out there, it says Vacation Bible School. We have a banner for crafts, we have a banner for games, and we have a banner for storytelling. So that will help mark where they are located, but you will have all of that information. And my goal is to actually have a QR code for you guys to scan, and you'll have the schedule, you'll have individual breakout of what kids are in each thing, and any other pertinent information for the week. So you can just grab it on your phone. If you want a paper copy, then I would like you to email me and let me know, hey, I want a paper copy of all of that, just so I'm aware. Everyone got it so far? All right. So write a little note if you want to send me a paper copy. Yes, David, great question. So David's question for video people is, should we park in the back? Yes, park in the back parking lot so that there's space for parents. We'll block off the porte-cochere thing like we do for outdoor worship if you're here, so that parents can't drive through, because we will do registration outside. But yes, if the farther away you can park for our families to get closer, that would be great with kids. Oh yeah, please, we're doing, Terry Yost is in charge of a project of putting a new roof on the CLC building, and nobody wants damage to their car. So please avoid the construction so there's no flying nails or anything that come at your vehicle. So avoid that. So right now it's on this side. What it'll be on VBS week, I don't know. I don't know the schedule. So just be aware of that they are doing. We're going to get a new roof, so we have a building that lasts a whole lot longer. So that's exciting. But it just means a lot of work in progress right now. So all the kids will receive a t-shirt. All of you will receive a t-shirt. They will each get a Bible if they did not get a Bible, if they did not have the Bible. So 4s and 5s are going to get this Bible, the Jesus Storybook Bible. We gave them away in R&R baskets, so a lot of families already have them. But we actually have more families who are not associated with CLPC signed up for VBS than we do our own families. So we have a lot of families that will receive a Bible. This is the kindergarten through 2nd grade Bible that everyone will get. And then this is the 3rd through 5th grade Bible. And this will go in their bag. So every day they'll have the opportunity. They're also going to get cards that will have the Bible story from each of the Bibles on it, so that they can go reference it later on, and they'll be able to look back on that information. So, yeah.
Are we asking the families to have kids bring the Bible every day of VBS?
So they're going to, it'll be in their bag on Monday. They will not take it home until Thursday. For any family that already has the Bible at home, we'll see, we'll find out from the storytellers how much, if you guys want to use the Bibles during that time. If you don't, then I'm not going to have families bring them. Or kids can share. There's going to be enough kid in each group that it will be easy to share with someone. So my goal in this is that kids have a Bible at home, so that it's not just a 1 week thing that they kind of, oh, we talked about Jesus. We talked about David and Jonathan. Where do I find that story? I want them to be able to go pull it out and look at it later on. Because VBS is 4 days this year, right? I did camping ministry for a long time. We had 1 week with those kids. But I wanted them to learn lessons that lasted through the entire year and their whole life, and that's the goal. And that, that's the goal, to have fun, share the love of Jesus, and for them to take away something so that when they go through a tough time, they remember a story, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the Bible, and they can say, well, those guys were in fire, and I'm doing pretty good. Just those little nuggets that we can plant, those seeds that will impact them. That's one of my prayers for those kids, especially for a lot of kids who don't go to church every week. So we will have also snacks provided as they leave. And then on Thursday night, we'll do a big ice cream kind of cold treat social. So any other questions so far? All right, Monday's theme. Friends that go through life together. That is a typo. Need to fix that. Friends that go through life together. So we're going to meet Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, their story. So I have a simple Bible verse and a longer Bible verse, because you got preschoolers all the way up to 5th grade. So we got to meet people wherever they're at. A friend sticks closer than a brother, and then there are persons for companionship, but then there are friends who are more loyal than family, are the Bible verses. Tuesday's theme, friends with your brothers and sisters, Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. Simple Bible verse. This commandment we have from him. Those who claim to love God ought to love their brothers and sisters also. And also, if you're with the preschoolers, we can simplify that even more. I wanted that to see, love God and love your brothers and sisters, right? And then the complex one comes right before it. We love God because he first loved us. Those who say, I love God and hate their brothers or sisters are liars. After all, those who don't love their brothers or sisters whom they have seen can hardly love God whom they have not seen. Let me tell you, we talk about that in my house. Wednesday's theme, become friends with someone different than you. David and Jonathan. A friend loves at all times. Dear friends, let us love each other because love is from God, and everyone who loves is born from God and knows God. And then Thursday's theme is there's one friend who will never leave you, Jesus. And the story is going to be the Jesus in the storm with the disciples. So Jesus said, I am with you always. I want them to remember that. And then God has said, I will never leave you or abandon you. Okay, there's only one person I take a phone call for. Hi, Andrew Orr. I told you he got in really late last night, and he drove 2 days straight from North Myrtle Beach. So he's like, what? I'm so tired. All right, and then that storytelling time and worship time, we'll have the parents actually come in for the closing of that, and then that's when we'll have the ice cream social afterwards. So that kind of gives you a big picture. Obviously, there's breakdowns. So crafts is going to tie into some things. Games, we'll have games. The storytelling piece will be the piece that goes over the stories. And then worship. We'll have songs and kind of a closing review of the scripture and stuff like that. So does that make sense to everyone? Any questions? Yes, Kathy.
So everything is going to be outside.
Not quite. So we're going to have storytelling outside. Games will be in the gym, and crafts will be in Fellowship Hall. With summer and the heat and having big enough spaces to do that. So usually they use little rooms and they have, everyone has a classroom and stuff. We're not doing any of that. So it's kind of a blend of inside our biggest spaces as well as outside. So gathering will be outside, but we'll use big spaces for everyone to spread out. So the only station that is outside for raining purposes is storytelling, and we have a backup room for that. That's the next biggest space to gather in. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the CDC recommends 3 feet distanced. You're just messing with me, Will. The CDC recommends 3 feet. I think what we've done within kids ministry is have those circle tables and have kids have 4 at a circle table, and that seems to work out well. I think with our group sizes, we'll be able to do that easily and not have too much. So, great question, Bonnie. That goes into the policy. So what we've decided between the COVID safety team and Katrina and the VBS team is that we're going to make masks optional at parents' discretion. So if a parent wants their child to wear a mask, we are totally going to encourage that. Will I make small group leaders enforce it? Probably not, because that becomes tricky. But they can encourage them to obey their parents. And then because we're going to be running for games, for gym, they usually take their mask off at school for running games. Crafts, I think they'll be far enough apart, and the sessions are short enough that they're really not in there that long. They're also in the same group, so kids will be in the same cohort for the whole week. There's no switching, same leaders, everything stays very consistent throughout the week. So that's going to be the policy. We are going to have it on the website, as well as registration table will have that available. We'll have masks available for any kids or families. If you want to wear a mask, if that makes you feel more comfortable, please. That's where we're going. So, is there any questions on that? So we will have, yes, we should be able to space out enough. We are not going to block every other row or anything like how we're doing it since the COVID safety team decided to make that change for June. That's how we're going to do it for VBS. So, but they'll sit like with only their group, if that makes sense. Yeah. Especially right now with our numbers, we have plenty of space to spread out. As of last night, we had 63. So, and we pretty much have almost an even number in each grade except for 4th grade. We only have 1. Everything else has like 10, 9, 8, 11. So that's where we are with every single grade but 4th grade. So, which is really nice to have it evenly distributed. I don't think that's probably ever happened, but God knows. So that's where we are at right now. We are going to take walk-up registrations. So if kids want to bring a friend, they can bring a friend. I did order extra t-shirts. I'm sorry your t-shirts aren't here. We waited to order them, so they will be here that Monday of. So be ready to put your t-shirt on. We may have them that Sunday before VBS if you want to pick it up on Sunday. We'll see how the shipping you never know how shipping goes. So, yes, Connie. There you go. 1 o'clock Monday, the 21st. Monday the 21st. Because the kids are all going to receive their own CLPC bag with their stuff in it and their name tags. So, all right. Any other questions about big picture VBS? All right. Yes, Katrina has a question.
So, the kids get here, they check in, they get their bags, then what?
All right. So I'll give you an overview picture of what we're going to do. So registration will be out there. We'll gather together. Then you guys can, wherever your station is, you'll go there. We'll have tables out front. We'll have a big registration banner to mark where registration is. It's already here. They'll come up to registration. We have iPads, and we're going to try to do an online check-in. You guys need to know all the intimate details, but each kid will hopefully get a sticker that has their name, and the parent will get a sticker with the kid's name so that they can match for dismissal. So as a small group leader, you'll need to know that detail. Once they're finished with registration, small group leaders, you guys are going to have a big sandwich board, which I'll show you guys when we break up into small group leaders. You'll have a big sandwich board. It will say what grade or what age you're working with. The kids will be sent to you there. You'll be marked well. And then what you'll do is kind of gather the kids until we go to programming. You will switch from crafts, games, storytelling, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So all of those locations will be labeled. And so crafts is in Fellowship Hall, like I said. Games is in the gym. Storytelling, we are just finalizing that decision today with all the storytellers. So it will either be in the prayer garden or on the hill. Those are the two places we've talked about. If there's rain, then we will probably, what we'll do is we'll bring the boards in here as the backup plan. I think that would make the most sense, unless someone thinks of a much better idea. Go through that, and then everyone will come into the sanctuary for worship at the end, once those 3 rotations are done. And then we'll actually go back outside, and we're going to dismiss outside. That way we don't have, we were going to dismiss in here, but I think it'll be easier to separate into groups out there, back where your sandwich board is, and then parents can come pick them up there. That way they can see what grade and everything they're looking for. Thursday night, the parents will be in here, and then we'll dismiss from in here, and then everyone can go have ice cream outside. Does that make sense? Good big picture? Does that kind of give everyone? Okay. Got it, Kim? Kim's on Zoom. All right. Go take a 5-minute break. Bathroom, snacks. The next section is going to be much longer, but I won't be talking, so you can call it a win or not. And we're going to go over the protected persons policy. We're going to go do a new training that will be for 2 years. So go take a break, go use the bathroom, whatever you need to do. Be back in here. How about in 5 minutes? So, all right. This next part is kind of the toughness of working with kids. But it's one of the most important pieces, and that's why we're taking extra time to do it. So what we're going to do is you guys signed that you read this Ministry with Protected Persons policy that CLPC has. You may not have actually read it. So you need to, if you signed a form today and brought it to me, will you take one of these and read over it? You're welcome. Anyone else? David? Jenny?
I'll take one too.
Okay. You don't know our policy, Rachel?
Yeah, I don't know if I know everything.
Leslie? Yes. Yes. 2. I feel like a teacher passing out papers. I actually always wanted to be a teacher. I know. And then I homeschooled for 10 plus years, so I got to teach that way. Of course, Connie. We can thank Catherine for printing all these beautiful copies. Yay, Catherine. Anyone else need one?
It takes a village.
That's why I said it is not just me up here. Here, Kim, I'm going to hand it to you, okay? So, why is this important? Because it protects our children and it protects you. And that's why we're going to dedicate a lot of our training time to this. Here's one piece of information for you. This covers you. The video we're going to watch, I think, covers you for 2 years. We're in the midst of transitioning, figuring out not just this policy, but we're going to watch some videos talking about things, and then we'll track things that way electronically. That way, in the future, all you'll have to do is rewatch a video and take a quiz on your own time versus trying to gather everyone all the time to do this all the time when we need to do trainings for kids, students, or any kind of ministry. So that's why we're taking so much time, but it's really important. So, so read over. I think the biggest things I want to make sure to highlight is make sure you have 2 adults with kids. Never be alone with a child unless you're with your own child. Other than that, don't ever be alone with a child. 2 adults need to be present. And the best thing to do is, of course, have more kids. So the videos are gonna talk about abuse. They're gonna be a little intense. I have not watched all of them. Catherine has. She's done a lot of the research in this new training that we're adopting. So I just want to thank her for doing a lot of that. She had to do that with student ministry, with camps and stuff this summer. So anything else I should really highlight from this before we go into it? Okay. The videos are going to be long. It's going to be a little over an hour. If you need to get up and go to the bathroom, please go up and go to the bathroom. If you need to go grab a snack, please go grab a snack. There is a 25-question quiz. Here's what I want you to do. I got a copy of all the quiz on paper. So if you want to fill it out on paper while you're here, great. I will still need you to log in and take the quiz online so we have an electronic record, okay? But yes, and then you'll already have the quiz and you won't have to think about it as much. However, if you want to log into it and take the quiz here and not do the paper, if you will give me your email, I have sticky notes. I had them organized. I have sticky notes, write your email and your name. I will add you as a user right now. You will get a link to it in your email, and then you can go in and bypass the video and just take the quiz when we're done, so that you don't have to worry about your paper copy and taking it home with you. But I wanted to give two options for people. Does that make sense? All right. Everyone has to have this done before VBS. So anyone on video, I need it done as well. So they'll get the link to this video, and then they'll be able, we'll send everything, all of that information to them.
So for clarification, these people who are writing down their email address right now, you're gonna log in somewhere so they can take it right?
Yep, I am going to connect to my, it's already connected to my computer. I'll add you as a user. You will get that. You will get an automatic email to your email, and then you'll just click go in, register, and then it'll be awareness training, and underneath it'll be video and quiz, and there's a little button under the video, and you can bypass the video and then watch the quiz, so, or take the quiz. I don't know, I hadn't decided that. That was like one thing I had not decided. Do we let them have the quiz before the video? Katrina says heck yes, so here you go. It is very straightforward.
So I'm just want to get this clear. If we do the quiz here, then we log in at home and do it again.
Correct. But you're, yeah, so I will, anyone who's here who does not want the login right now, you will get an email with a login anyways. I will just set it up after right now, so I won't do it right now. Correct, so you can have a paper copy. So Janice, you want to hand out the paper copies to everyone? So it's 25 questions. Catherine's already done it, Will's done it, because they're leaving on tomorrow or Monday for camp.
So like some sections are 3 minutes long,
Yeah. Oh, somebody is outside. Oh, yes it is. Yay. All right, any other questions on this? Again, feel free to, if you need to go to the bathroom, things like that. There are some more intense parts. Actually, Catherine, I'm just gonna let you, can you just explain a couple of those things? I'm making you come up.
So within the videos, there are plants in it that it brings up people that have already been identified as abusers, and it gives them a moment to give their perspective of like, hey, this is how I was able to abuse.
And just so you guys know, we take this seriously, of course, because we don't want it to happen here. We want to be vigilant. And so we have to talk about the hard stuff so that we don't have to deal with the hard stuff. So that's why this is so important. All right. I think we can.
The training you're about to view is a sexual abuse awareness training. It's designed to raise awareness about sexual abuse and sexual abusers. It's been filmed before a live audience, but modified for online viewing. Now, the training is broken into 9 segments lasting just over an hour. When you've completed all 9 segments, you'll be prompted to take a 25-question quiz. Now, the quiz will be scored online, and a passing score of 70 or better will generate a certificate of completion. At that point, you're done. Our system will